The 2016 Silver Gavel Award for Books goes to Speak Now, Marriage Equality on Trial, the Crown Publishing Group. And Speak Now, legal scholar Kenji Yoshino integrates the story of his personal journey with insightful legal analysis of the 2010 federal trial that challenged Proposition 8, which had banned same-sex marriage in California. Bringing together the many strands of his identity, Yoshino's Speak Now is a book he is uniquely suited and superbly qualified to author. In his interview with the ABA, Yoshino explains what led him to write Speak Now, the reasons he included his personal story, and why he thinks it's so important to write about the law for public audiences.
I wrote Speak Now, Marriage Equality on Trial, both as constitutional law professor and as a gay man in a same-sex marriage with children. My initial instinct was to write it on constitutional law grounds and to have it analytically stand on its own. I realized actually just as a matter of integrity that it was really important to reveal my own subject position, that unless people understood where I was coming from, they might feel like I was hiding the ball. The impetus behind this book was an opinion that was issued in August of 2010 by a federal district judge in the Northern District of California, Vaughn Walker. What was unusual about the opinion was its thoroughness, that it spanned 136 pages and had 80 findings of fact. As I looked at it, I thought this is incredibly granular, and it sounded like something extraordinary had happened in this tiny courtroom in Northern California. So I asked my librarian to get me the trial transcript. It was 3,000 pages long. I really view the transcript as a shining civil rights document because this trial was the most thorough and rigorous conversation that we have ever had about same-sex marriage in this country, and I knew that I had to do my part to make sure that it had a life. But what I really wanted to do in this legal work is to make the law available to the public. And I think that it's so crucial that we have the ABA putting its might behind the importance of the project of bringing the law to the people. And there's so many microscopic but infinite ways in which the law intervenes in people's lives, whether it's through marriage law, through whatever. You take any constitutional issue of the day of gun control or abortion. So we have the law intervening and then people being governed by a discourse and a discipline that they don't fully understand. So this project of translation is really a project about legitimizing the rule of law and underscoring the importance of having a law that is intelligible and transparent to the people at large. And so that's always been my project in all of the years that I've been in the Academy. Speak Now is really a book about the importance of same-sex marriage and the great good that it can do in our lives, and the reason why it was really important that the Supreme Court recognized that there were strong legal arguments for making it become the law of the land. But it's also a valentine to the civil trial, because I think that the civil trial that occurred brought all these truths to light, and without the civil trial we would not have been able to have the argument for same-sex marriage presented as fully, as rigorously or with as much humanity.
Thank you, President, and thank you, Judge, for this award. It's an incredible honor for me. I think the only thing that I can add to what's already been said on the screen, and I know many other worthy honorees are waiting to get their award, so I'll hook myself off the stage as quickly as possible. But the only thing I want to add is to say that I always wear a tie when I teach at NYU School of Law, and in fact have done that my entire teaching career. And one of my colleagues once ribbed me for this and said, why do you wear a tie? And why do you wear a suit when you teach? And I said, it's because I believe that law is still an honorable profession. And he guffawed, actually, and I think he was wearing cutoffs or something at the time, certainly something much more casual than I was wearing. And he said, why do you think that? Because so many of our students go out into the world and they help large corporations sort of beat the crap out of each other. You know, why do you think this is such an honorable profession? And I was sort of taken aback by that, and I literally had to go back up to my office and to have a think about why my conviction ran so deep. And ultimately, the answer, as was adverted to in the clip that you just heard, was deeply personal, that law has had such an indelible positive effect on my own life that I can't see it as anything but one of the loftiest and most powerful discourses that are available to us in American society. When I think back to 1991, you know, I was struggling to come to terms right after I graduated from college with the fact that I was gay. The only consistent foray I made from my rooms was to go to the college chapel, where I prayed to gods I wasn't even sure I believed in for conversion to heterosexuality, because that was the only way I thought I could have a decent life. Not only a profession, that was actually less important to me, but to have a family, right? So now if we flash forward to the year 2016, I now have a wonderful husband who is here with me today, and we have two beautiful children, a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. And this was a change that law wrought. The law took something that was completely unimaginable and made it ultimately inevitable. So thank you.